about preparing businesses and preparing communities. Companies have realized that we're all in this together.
We're starting to take groups of businesses to do site visits so that the companies can evaluate for themselves the ways that they can add the most value. The reason that businesses get involved in disaster recovery is because disaster recovery is about bringing a community back to life.
You can't take the company out of the community, they're linked. And so when there's a disaster in the community, it just makes sense that as a citizen of the community, the companies will get involved. BCLC has been working in disaster response for many years. For about 10 years, we've seen the role of business transition. And that transition has really been from a pure philanthropy standpoint to one where companies are really using their core competencies and really getting more engaged.
This report on the role of business in disaster response is one of the best reports that BCLC has ever written. What it does is that it starts to raise awareness that business play a role in disaster response far away and beyond the idea of philanthropy.
At Degenco, we believe that our business is part of the solution. Our firm sends teams of engineers all over the world every time there's a major earthquake. Haiti was no different. And it was a normal reconnaissance team for us. 4 people went down there. They spent a week looking at how the buildings performed, or in that case, how badly they were damaged, thought about why they were damaged that way, how we would design them differently. But instead of just saying, let's change the code or let's think about how we would practice differently, said, we really want to go back and help rebuild that country. And we want to bring our expertise, what we know how to do in advanced earthquake engineering, into that country and help them develop new codes and standards. We want to train the local engineers so that they can learn how to do this and they can rebuild their country in the most efficient and effective manner.
Businesses have unique competencies and skill sets that help contribute to making a disaster response work. Whether it's Caterpillar and earth-moving equipment, or a Citigroup thinking about the way that you get finance to folks who all of a sudden need financial resources that they didn't anticipate. There are all kinds of different ways that businesses are part of the solution.
UPS has been involved in disaster response for many, many years. As a large global company, transportation, logistics company in over 200 countries, we're going to be involved. You know, things have changed in the last 5 years. You know, it used to be that our partners in the humanitarian relief space were looking for UPS to provide free transportation or looking solely for funding. What we find today is that the expertise that UPS employees can bring, whether it's expertise in logistics or helping them understand how a warehouse is run, understanding how to get supplies pre-positioned. These are the things that are most commonly asked of us now, and UPSers with their technical expertise provide a big role in helping our humanitarian relief partners to improve their capacity to serve the communities.
If you want to get businesses involved in disaster response, the best way to get them engaged is to look at what they're good at.
Our core purpose says that we will do innovative structural engineering while promoting disaster-resilient cities worldwide. We see ourselves as advocates for disaster resilience. We also see ourselves as implementers for it. We're able to advocate for it. We believe we know what needs to be done, and then we can implement that in our design.
UPS is part of the business solution because it's part of our DNA. Our founder always said that in order to have a healthy business, you really have to have a healthy community. And that's one of the reasons that UPS is really involved in all phases of disaster relief, whether it's the preparedness phase, the urgent response, and the long-term recovery.
There's so much expertise out there in companies that we're just starting to tap into, and this report highlights those examples of expertise and shows that so much more can be done if we really tap into the expertise of companies.